Hello and happy Monday. I know what you're thinking, still no makeup on this face. The last video I filmed I was in bed. At least I'm out of bed now. No, I'm filming a video today about hydrating skincare, and I thought since I'm talking about skincare, I should probably show you my skin. Doesn't really mean anything if I'm caked in makeup because you don't actually know what my skin looks like right now. So I'm going to talk you through some of my favourite hydrating products of kind of the last year and very, very recently, because some of these things are a bit newer to me. One little thing that I want to say first of all is that my skin was very, very oily for a long time, and so I really put off anything that I felt was going to add more oil to my skin. And I know I'd read different things and I'd heard different things about the fact that if you strip your skin of oil, it will overcompensate by producing more oil, but I just didn't listen. I wasn't interested. I just kind of was in my zone of no primers, no moisturizer, no nothing. I was so fixated on getting rid of the oil, I couldn't bear to think about putting oil on my skin. But since I've done it, it's just made such a big difference. My skin is more balanced. I don't have that kind of super shiny face during the day. I mean, I know I've got shine now, but that's because I've just spritzed myself with one of these things. But if you are like I was, I would just say give it a go. Get something that's really hydrating and give it a try. Try a simple moisturizer underneath your makeup. Try an oil at night and it may just completely change your life, because it completely did for me. Whatever it might be. Another little thing to preface the video is most of these products are kind of mid to high end price point, because skin is the thing I'm really prepared to spend a bit more money in now I'm in my 30s. So I'm going to start with some spritzes because I've been really into this kind of thing recently. You guys may know I talked about in my 2017 favourites, the Botanics Rose Spritz I really enjoy. That's kind of a refreshing spritz that I really like. But this one from Fresh is the Rose Toner, is that what it's called? Rose Floral Toner. And this just has a little bit of something extra. It feels more hydrating. The other one I use when I'm breaking out. But this is more of a, if I think my skin is particularly dry, if it's looking like, when you have those skin days where nothing is working, as soon as you put foundation on, it's going to look terrible. I'll spritz my face with this after I've done my makeup and it looks really nice. Or I'll use this in between my cleanser and my moisturizer or my serum or my oil at night time. And it's a nice extra layer and it does feel like it's doing something. The other two spritzes that I want to talk about are both Elizabeth Arden. These were actually gifted to me by the PR at Elizabeth Arden, so just, disclaimer, some of these things I was given. It doesn't change my opinion in any way. So the on a flight, it's already cold, it's winter, perfect. This is the 8-hour Miracle Hydrating Mist. I just want to show you this in action because the spritz is just one of the nicest spritzes I've ever used. It's like a mist. I mean, it says it's a hydrating mist, but some things say it's a mist and then it's like really aggressive spray. That's not what this is at all. It's just a really nice mist. It's also got a very subtle scent, not much of anything to it at all, so I just don't think it's going to be offensive to anyone. And it was so refreshing on the flight, I cannot tell you. I use this all the time. In fact, I've probably used like a fifth of it since November, which is quite a lot. Bearing in mind, I just want to one more time. There's something addictive about that kind of spritz. Obviously, if you find a spritz that you like and you like a cheaper product, you can always refill this bottle with the cheaper product. That totally works. But I think there's something about this, the actual product itself, that is just a little bit special. I was using this and one other product on the flight. It's pretty much all I used moisture-wise, and I think they were complete skin saviors. I don't have it with me. I will talk about it in a second, but I have purchased it. I have ordered it. The other one I've only just started using, and this is the All Over Miracle Oil for face, body and hair. So if you are familiar, which I would imagine you would be, with the original 8-hour cream, it's very thick. It's an odd one. It's something that you kind of like to have in because you can use it for a multitude of different things, but I'm not a big fan of it because I don't like the smell of it. There's just some things about it that I don't like, whereas this is absolutely amazing. When I spritz this on my face, which I'll do because, why not? I'm just going to cover myself in stuff. Throughout the end of this video, I'm going to have just like a layer of everything on my face. Oh my goodness. So the spritz is not quite as nice on that one. I'd forgotten about that. It kind of gets everywhere. Not one to use if you want to keep your hair clean. Apparently you can use this in your hair. I've never tried it, but I may use this in the ends of my hair. Give it a go and let you know how it is. I've just used it on my face. But what really amazed me by that product is recently I've had some quite bad breakouts around here. I'll tell you why. because I actually epilated my face. So I've talked a little bit about facial hair, whole video about that. If you're interested, I'll link it below. I'll try and remember to link it at the end. But anyway, all around here, I just thought I'm gonna epilate and just see what happens. Amazing, very painful, but amazing. It worked really, really well. And then probably for 2 weeks after that, I broke out horribly all along my jawline. And then once I'd used products that would dry that up, I was left with kind of just very, very rough and dry and horribly textured skin that I didn't like. I used a bunch of different products, including all the things I'm showing you here. Some of them kind of helped a little bit, but that oil, I put it on and the next morning, everything seemed diminished. Even like the cystic acne underneath that was kind of like bumps that hadn't come to the surface, everything was reduced. Even the breakouts seemed to have reduced, let alone the dryness and stuff was practically gone. So if you find that your skin is particularly dry, I think you're gonna love that stuff. So I've got a couple of masks to talk about. The first one, just while I remember, is the one that I don't have yet. I have ordered it and I'm waiting for it to be delivered, but I did talk about it in my New York vlogs, and it's the Bobbi Brown Skin Nourish Mask. Amazing. Between that and this hydrating thing, I just got a sample of the Bobbi Brown Nourish thing. Absolutely amazing. It was, I can't even explain what it did. I think I showed it in the vlog, how I was using it, but I used it on the flight. In fact, if I can remember, I will insert a picture of what my skin looked like when I got off that flight. I did put a little bit of kind of concealer and some brows and stuff on, but my skin, that was all the products that I was using on the flight, and it was basically just that spritz and the Bobbi Brown Nourishing thing. It didn't look like tired, it didn't look in any way dehydrated or dry, it just looked amazing. And those two products were like, right, I'm gonna have to have these for the rest of my life. So I've ordered the Bobbi Brown one, and you needed a very, very small amount of it as well. So although it is pricey, I think it's gonna last quite a long time. Whereas, let's talk about something that I think is kind of something that I feel more comfortable recommending because it's cheaper, but in actual fact is probably more expensive cost per wear, is this. And this is the Soap & Glory Miracle Moisture Mask. I really, really like this, and I like it for a different reason. The Nourish mask I would use, like I say, in travel, fine, in flight, but mostly I would use it like overnight or something. If my skin was particularly in need of it, I might use it kind of as an overnight mask or as a treat, not when I was gonna put makeup on. If I was gonna put makeup on, this would be my go-to. And that is very, very rare that I would do a mask before applying makeup. But you know, like I said earlier, when you've got those days when your skin just is not playing ball, you know as soon as you put foundation on it's gonna look terrible, this is amazing. It's like one of those biocellulose kind of gel style masks, and I'll put it on, it just feels really kind of cooling and refreshing, so everything is a bit depuffed anyway, everything just looks a little bit more plump and nice when you take it off. But also it leaves this stuff behind, this kind of residue of the mask, which just works really, really well as a prep, like as a base for makeup. If I've got a big event or if my skin is having one of those days, there is nothing that I like as much as this as a bit of a pick-me-up before doing my makeup. I just think it's amazing. And it's a quick thing that you can pick up and wear, but on a cost per wear basis, that is actually more expensive than some of these more expensive masks that I'm showing you. Another one, this Glam Glow one, which is the Thirsty Mud. This is the small pot. You can get a much larger size, but I would recommend that you don't, because I've used this tons and I've probably still got half of it left. This is amazing, amazing. I really like the smell of it. There's something a little bit Play-Doh-y about it though. Kind of reminds me of like the beach or something. You guys will have to let me know if you like the smell of that, because I think it's probably a bit of an acquired taste, but it's got more of a kind of greasy, oily texture to it. It spreads really nicely, so again, a little goes a really, really long way. But that was the Top Spot Hydrating Moisturizer. It used to be Origins, what's it called? Drink It Up. Then it was the Glam Glow, and now I really, really like that Bobbi Brown one. But you can get a little one of these for probably half the price of the Bobbi Brown, and it goes a really, really long way. So I would recommend that if you're looking for kind of a bit more of a slightly more expensive treat, but you don't want to spend an absolute fortune. The minis of that are great. The minis of the rest of the Glam Glow, quite pricey, and I don't think they go, you know, you don't get quite as much for your money. The other mask that I wanted to show you was the Glossier Moisturizing Moon Mask, which is a newer one. I'm actually going to put this on and show you what it looks like, because it's a very kind of light, whipped kind of texture, and I will pile this on, especially under my eyes. I don't know what it is. It's always cold. it's like I suppose like a cold cream, you know, like the original Nivea. It's probably the same thing, but I don't have that. But it's always cold, like my skin feels quite warm to the touch right now because I'm in front of some lights. I put the heating on, I'm wearing a jumper. I was being a bit of an idiot, obviously, before I started filming this. I didn't do any kind of prep room-wise, but I'm quite hot right now. And as I put it on, it's so cooling. It's just really, really refreshing. And I tend to put quite a lot of this on. If I've just got a day in the house on my own, I'll put a ton of it on, do my stuff, and it feels like a real treat because I've put on a decent amount of it. I just kind of am a little bit in love with this. I don't love the balancing Glossier mask. It's a bit meh for me, but this feels really, really nice. I can't tell you that a cheaper product doesn't do the same thing, but I can tell you I really, really enjoy it. And again, this is quite a decent amount of product for the price when you compare it to some of the other things that I'm showing you. Last thing, and this was something that I talked about a lot last year, one of the products that kind of pushed me over the edge from just putting a little bit of moisturizer underneath my makeup to wearing oils at night and all that jazz. This is the Bobbi Brown, what's it called, Extra Repair Nourishing Milk. If you are a little bit scared of the heavier things, a little bit scared of oils, you've got oily skin like I've had, and you kind of want to try out something that might balance out your skin and might be a little bit better for you, but you're a bit nervous, this is amazing. It is pricey, but I've used it a ton and it's lasting me forever. Perfect, perfect, perfect thing to put on underneath my makeup. If you are feeling a little bit splurgy and you want to splurge on a skincare item, this would be the thing that I would say was worth it because it is a bit of a hybrid product. I can use this at night, I can still use it underneath my makeup, I could layer it with something else if I needed the extra bit of something. And it's just a really, really, really nice product. I didn't ever feel like it was too heavy, absorbed really, really quickly, but it kind of still acts like an oil or a moisturizer. It's a beautiful, beautiful skincare product that probably inspired everything else that I'm showing you, and definitely inspired my entire change of skincare last year. So this I had to give a bit of an honourable mention because 100% expensive as it is, I will repurchase that as soon as it's done. So that is it. I know they were pricey. I hope that some of you will still take away something from this video, even if you're not kind of prepared to spend that little bit extra on your skincare. Also, if you do have some budget skincare recommendations, I would love for you to leave those in the comments below. I may make an effort to do kind of a month or two of trialing some of the products that you've recommended and then come back to you with my personal favorites, because I've definitely become a bit of a skincare snob in the past couple of years. But I would love to find some alternatives, some like oils and things that are alternatives. I feel like aside from like micellar waters, wipes, some kind of basic cleansers and stuff, there's not a tremendous amount out there on a budget. So I would love to hear from you what kind of ranges and what kind of brands and stuff you like. I know that I used to like the Superdrug Vitamin E range. So yeah, let me know and I may do a follow-up in the future. But for now, I just wanted to show you some of my favorites. So I hope you've enjoyed this and I will see you guys on Thursday, hopefully with a new From Revolution video. I have a feeling stuff's not going to arrive in time though, so maybe something completely different. Regardless, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it, and I will see you guys then. Bye!